Good day everyone, we are the Group 2 of the BSMT Honors Class 3-2, and in this video, we will be sharing to you our knowledge about to determine the procedures of activating ECDIS, display information, safety depth, and overlay. And we divided this topic into 4 parts. First is the display information, next is the safety depth and overlay, third is the ECDIS system setup, and lastly is the setup, display, function, and integration.
Good day everyone, especially to you sir. I'm Deca Titilius. Now I will explaining the ECDIS display information. An electronic chart display and information system is a geographic information system used for nautical navigation that complies with International Maritime Organization regulations as an alternative to paper nautical chart. IMO refers to similar system not meeting the regulation as electronic chart system. ECDIS should be capable of displaying all chart information necessary for safe and efficient navigation, oriented by and distributed on the authority of government authorized hypergraphic office. ECDIS should facilitate simple and reliable updating of the electronic navigational chart. ECDIS is helpful because ECDIS can improve the safety of navigation. For example, it has significantly improved the accuracy and reliability of navigational chart. He explained corrections and update, such as and capable position used to be added manually on paper chart. The biggest single advantage of electronic chart over paper system to professional navigator is the ease of correction. Both raster and vector system allows for automatic electronic correction of the charts on board with no real work on the part of the navigator. Next, which information does an ECDIS is required to display? An ECDIS system displays the information from electronic navigational chart ENC and integrates position information from position, heading and speed through water reference system and optionally other navigational sensor. When an ENC is loaded into the system, it becomes a CENC. ECDIS converts ENC data into its own internal CENC format for optimal chart image creation. CENC data can differ between manufacturers. The advantages of this system include enhanced safety and the ability to incorporate more information compared to other navigational tools. ECDIS units also help automate numerous tasks such as ATA, computation, ENC updating, and route planning and monitoring to ACS, the navigator's workload.
Safety depth is the only depth settings on ECDIS. Safety depth is the depth of water we can safely navigate. And it might sound repetitive, but it is the depth that satisfies the UKC policy of the company. Safety depth is the value set by the mariner that is used to portray the ECDIS to portray soundings black if they are equal to or shorter than the value, and gray if they are deeper. Marine information overlays or MIO or additional information layers to be displayed in conjunction with electronic charts on an ECDIS or other chart display system. They provide the mariner or the researcher or other user with additional information about the important navigation information in a standards-based format. The sensor providing the data inputs to ECDIS are the following. First is the Global Positioning System, which is the GPS or the DGPS. Next is the Automatic Identification System or the AIS. And last is the Radar and Automatic Radar Plotting Aid.
The safety contour is the most important parameter of all safety settings for the display of unsafe water areas, detecting isolated dangers and triggering anti-grounding alarms. The safety contour is basically an outline which marks the divisions between safe and unsafe waters. So, It is calculated same as a pier depth and activates alarm when depth is less. The shallow contour highlights the gradient of the seabed. It is considered to be the grounding depth. Example, this is the depth below which the ship will definitely go aground. This value can be set equal to the ship's drop. Therefore, if ship's drop is 7.7 meters, shallow contour value can be set as 8 meters. The shallow contour is the contour that divides the sea area between the zero depth and the shallow contour value set by operator and is therefore a non-navigable area.
Depth contour setting. ECDIS also gives the option of the simple two-color shading. In this situation, light blue and deep blue will merge into a single blue color, and gray and white will merge to a single white color. If the value of the safety contour is changed, the boundary between two deep shades change accordingly. Two deep shades can be used during nighttime with a caution to reduce the contrast difference between adjacent deep areas. Safety depth settings. The sole purpose of the safety is to portray spot soundings either in gray for deeper depths or black for the shallower depths. Compared to the safety depth value entered the navigating officer, thereby highlighting the potentially safe and unsafe areas. The safety depth values has no effect on alarms or any other aspects of ECDIS. Safety depth is normally the ship's draft or squat.
Good day everyone, I'm Det Cadet Katakis, so I will continue report overlay ECDIS. Radar overlay, a raw radar image overlaid on an electronic chart, is the best means of verifying cartographic data and the output of navigation sensors. The radar overlay feature of an ECDIS not only duplicates the radar itself as some navigators known but can also be used to verify the entire navigational system. So based on my understanding what is an overlay ECDIS, it is very useful for reconfirming the ship position by range and bearing on an ECDIS. It is a very effective verification tools and useful in checking ship error, also coastline, island, and buoys. So that's all. Thank you.
So when setting up ECDIS display, we must ensure the chart motion, chart orientation, screen layout, color palette, and additional electronic navigational chart settings are configured correctly. We must ensure the correct display setting is available for execution of navigation in accordance with ECDIS check-off cards for pilotage and confined waters and coastal navigation and open ocean. So the main purpose of setting up ECDIS is to ensure that we must be guided on the right way without getting lost from our route plan. Also, in times of danger, it allows us to see what could happen. And by seeing it on the ECDIS, we can make a positive action with having the ample time to assess the situations. So in other words, it helps us to have a safe and efficient navigation. And ECDIS should be capable of displaying all chart information necessary for safe navigation and originated by and distributed on the authority of the government authorized hydrography offices.
1.6 ECDIS should reduce the navigational workload compared to using the paper chart. It should enable the mariner to execute in a convenient and timely manner all route planning route monitoring and positioning currently performed on paper chart, it should be capable of continuously plotting ship position. So, ang 1.6 ECDIS, so para magamit na to ang ECDIS, pwede na itong bawasan ang ECDIS compare sa paper chart. Para magana siya o para mabuhat na to, kailangan na to nga magplano o paraan kung asa ta position sa ruta sa kasalukuyan. So, 1.7 ECDIS should have at least the same reliability and ability to presentation as the pair chart published by government authorized hydrographic offices. So ang 1.7, so dapat natong gamiton ang kakayahan sa pagtanghal ng chart. 1.8 ECDIS should provide appropriate alarm or indications with respect to informations displayed or malfunctions of the equipment, see Appendix 5. Dapat maghatag kag alarma sa gipabuhat nimo sa kay basin na wala ni gana nga equipment. So ang 1.9, to when the relevant chart information is not available in the appropriate form, see section 4. Some ECDIS equipment may operate in the raster chart display system RCDS mode as defined in Appendix 7 unless otherwise specified in Appendix 7. The RCDS mode to perform one standard not inferior to those set up out in this annex. So ang 1.9, so kung na-relevant chart information, pwede na itong tanawin sa section 4 sa ECDIS. Kay pwede siyang mugana ang gagamitan o equipment.
Good day, I'm Cadet De Blanche Mervin. I'm here to continue to tackle the functions. So, 1.6, ECDIS should reduce the navigational workload compared to the using the paper charts. It should enable the mariner to execute in a convenient and timely manner all route planning performed on a paper charts. It should be capable of continuously plotting the ship's positions. So 1.7, ECDIS should have at least the same reliability and availability of the presentations as the paper charts published by government authorized hydrographic offices. 1.8, ECDIS should provide appropriate alarms or indications with respect to the informations displayed or malfunctions of the equipments. 1.9, when the relevant charts information is not available in the appropriate form. Some ECDIS equipments may operate the raster charts display systems. So mode is defined in Appendix 7 unless the otherwise specified in Appendix 7. The RCDS mode of the operation should conform to informant's standards not inferior to those set out in this annex. So ECDIS has several functions that indicate not only charts informations but also other informations and have functions that give the ship's navigator an alarm when the ship is approaching or entering the potentially dangerous areas. ECDIS allows the user to set up a variety of alarms and warnings. Radar can be used to monitor targets. Monitoring of the ship's positions continuously.
Integrating IAS and ECDIS. In this respect, an IAS-ECDIS system has distinct advantages over other navigation aids like ARPA or radar. One is that the ARPA radar will only be able to show relative target mark on the screen by the bearing and range from on ship, whereas ECDIS allows the target coordinates its actual dimension, full list of identifiers, name, call sign, MMSI, IMO number to be accurately determined, and the collision avoidance information for this target, bearing and range to the target, CPA distance, CPA time to be promptly obtained. It is also possible to be rapidly view additional information, voice data, on the target for any moment in time. If there is a risk of collision with the target of getting dangerously close to it, the ECDIS operator can quickly identify dangerous targets, obtain their parameters, and promptly establish communication by transmitting a message via the IES safety message. If the target fails to respond to the voice call on the VHF, data on the message transmitted from the ECDIS via IES communication is archived in the ECDIS and would be useful if an incident occurs. IES and ECDIS are very important when it comes to safety navigation because it has different purpose. IES is a transponders are designed to be capable of providing position, identification, and other information about the ship to other ships and coastal authorities automatically. While ECDIS provides continuous position and navigational safety information, the system generates audible or visual alarms when the vessel is in proximity to navigational hazards. In addition to the GMDSS equipment, IES allows such communication to be established quite fast with the other user-friendly interface of ECDIS or ECS. The navigator can communicate at the same time, constantly monitor the progress of his ship and targets on the electronic chart. In the future, the integration of IES and ECDIS to form a single system will provide a host of benefits. In skillful hands, this integration will become a great tool in helping to improve safety at sea and reducing navigators' workload.
So before we end our discussion, let me share to you the brief summary of our topic. So the implementation of ECDIS is offering safer and cost-effective navigation for the global maritime industry. ECDIS also provides continuous positional and navigational safety information and generates alarms when the vessel is in proximity to navigational hazards. And we must keep in mind that in determining the procedures of activating ECDIS display information, safety depth, and overlays, we must configure it correctly to have a safe navigation. So that is all for our group topic. Thank you for your time and for listening. Have a great day, future captains.